Gorgeous. Today we're talking about why you're overthinking, depressed, anxious, and feel like you're going a little bit crazy. The good thing about you feeling this way is that your emotions are indicating that you desire more, which means that future you has more. And she just has to grow a little bit. So these are the growing pains. It happens to the best of us. It happens. And usually it's about one of three categories: money, health, or relationships. Those are the things that we care about most and that can really get to us. So we're going to talk about some ways that you can get out of your head and back into whatever healing space that you need to be, or healed space that you can work from, to just operate as your best self. I hope this video finds you if you need it. And my name is Kira. I am a holistic food and wellness leader. Go ahead, like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. The first thing that we have to realize when we are battling our mind and mental state, because that's all it is, it's a mental game, it's all going on in your head, is you have to focus on your gut health, because the gut and the brain are so connected through the gut-brain axis. I have a full video on this that I will link in the description for you, or you can click the little pop-up thing right here or on here, either side. If you are on, I think it's your laptop, the little black thing comes out and pops up, whatever, it's in the description. When you feel like you're going crazy, you need to double down on your gut health. Start taking more probiotics. Start walking and moving more, doing some core exercises, getting your digestion going good by including more fiber. Whatever it is that you need to do to get your gut health optimal is going to automatically set you up for success when it comes to your brain. Because if that gut is messed up, best believe that brain is going to be messed up. Bacteria that is in the gut of depressed people is the same. As in, what goes on in your mind with depression is happening in your gut. It's a little nasty thing in there that you can get out with some gut health. If you need to cut out sugar and dairy, I know sugar for me, when I be eating sugar, yes, I feel happy eating the sugar. However, later on, it gets to me and I'm like, I know I'm feeling this way, it's that sugar. Or I know I'm feeling this way, it's those chips that I eat. So when your gut health is not optimal, you need to get on some fruits, get on some herbs, and make sure that your gut health is able to support your brain. Okay, that might be able to fix what's going on, but sometimes it's a little bit deeper, and these deeper things are blocks. So the second thing that you're going to do is define your blockage. What are you overthinking about? If it's multiple things, what are those things that you're overthinking about? And figure out something to do about it. You are an autonomous human being. I'm not feeling bad for you for feeling bad. You got to get yourself out of that hole that you dug yourself in. And it's all the burden of all of us that we have to deal with. When we start feeling crazy and anxious and we want to hide in a corner like that intro, we got to take care of it ourselves. So get a journal, notebook, notepad, get a pencil, and get the thoughts out of your head and onto paper. Define what is blocking you. Once you are able to write it down and see it, now you can say, I can create a solution for this. So ask yourself, what is holding you back and what do you really want? So perhaps you are feeling like one of your friends isn't a good friend, right? And it's something that's going on in your head repeatedly, and you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but they keep proving to you that they are not who you want them to be. They are showing you who they are. Stop overthinking it. Stop feeling depressed and anxious. Write it down on paper. Okay, the block. I want my friend to be this way, but they are not, right? So you're defining like what's blocking you from feeling happy and motivated again and successful, or feeling good about yourself. It could be this relationship that you have with someone. Now, what is it that you want? You want to feel loved. You want to feel seen and you want to feel appreciated. That means that you want something outside of this person, right? So it's not even about the person no more. It's about you. And that's something you always have to realize when you're having problems and overthinking about things outside of yourself. It's actually coming from within for the most part, unless you have like a really bad injury or something and you can't move. Well, not much you can do about that, right? But when it's something that you're overthinking about and otherwise you're pretty healthy, otherwise you seem to be functioning, right? Because a lot of us who are high functioning people, when we're feeling down, we can act completely normal, but on the inside we're feeling insane, okay? So once you define what you really want, you can find ways to actually achieve that, right? So in the friend situation, it's not about this friend, like they're just making us feel a little depressed and anxious and like we're not worthy or like we are lame or something. We just want to feel seen, appreciated. We want other people to want us the way that we want them. So now you go out and find those people. You can take steps to go to where you want to go. So now you're going to events that align with your values and you're going to find people there. It's up to you to be proactive and introduce yourself to people though. Like, it takes work, you guys. It takes action. And it's also up to you to follow up. It's up to you to not let your insecurities get in the way of your relationships, to assume that actually people do love me and they want to see me. So another example, right? You might feel trapped. This is something I feel sometimes. I be feeling trapped. Like I want to travel and I want to move, but I don't have the funds to do the things that I want to do. Well, the block is that I feel trapped. What do I really want? I want to see something new. I want to feel something new. I want to experience something new. Well, guess what? I promise you have not covered every inch of the city that you live in. I promise you that there's somewhere you could probably take a train or a bus or Uber or drive to and see something new, feel something new, and travel. You don't have to go and do something grand. Just identify the feeling that you desire and do something to receive that. So we talked about relationships. Let's call it the feeling stuck and wanting to travel. Let's call that health, right? Because seeing new things, we can put that in the category of health as the main three things that people want. And now let's talk about money, right? Maybe your blockage is that you need some money. And hey, we all need money, right? Money is absolutely necessary to live, unless you're lucky and you're getting everything for free all the time, which I don't know if anyone's that lucky, unless they've been born into money, but still you have the money, right? So the money's making you go crazy. What do you want, right? When it comes to money, it's not just money that we want. It's something that the money is going to get us. So maybe the money is going to get us security. Like we want to feel safe. That's it. Like we just want to feel safe. We feel like we can't feel safe without money. Well, you can make yourself feel safe with different practices like meditation, like stretching, like journaling, writing down your fears and then facing them, something that we are talking about soon. Writing down your fears and facing them, you can make yourself feel safe. And the cool thing about when you start identifying these blockages is that you're going to start taking action and then you're going to start to see things flow to you. Now, here's where it gets spiritual, right? We're in the quantum realm. We are physical beings, but there's also a world that we can't see. And once our energy opens up, we can now attract all these things. And we're like, where did this come from? Wow, this is exactly what I wanted. Also, though, scientifically, our brains cannot see things that we don't allow ourselves to see. So there's been several experiments, probably I know of one. I'm just saying several because I feel like people have done this more than once. But there's an experiment that I'm thinking about where they have a group of people watching this video and they tell them, focus on, I think it was like a ball, or maybe there was a sport going on. And so they're focusing on this ball and this specific thing. And then in that same video that the people are watching, there's a gorilla, someone dressed in a gorilla suit that runs across the screen. Now, they asked the people after, did you see the gorilla? that ran across the screen, and they're like, what, a gorilla? No. Then they play back the video and there actually was a gorilla that ran across the screen, but they were so focused on that ball, they didn't see the gorilla. Correct me in the comments if I'm getting this study wrong. I know that there was a gorilla involved though, and that the people didn't see it. I don't know about the ball part, but they were so focused on this one thing that they couldn't see it. So when you start opening yourself up and start focusing on other things, now it seems like you're attracting them, but really they were always there. You can't see an opportunity that your mind is not wired to see. So that's why it's important to identify your blockages. Identify where your tunnel vision is not serving you, because that could be making you feel anxious and depressed and smaller. Really, expansion is what we desire, right? We want openness. So once you write these things down, hey, and then you have that gut health that you've been working on top of it, so you're gonna feel extra special. You're getting out of this hole with me, okay? I've been in this hole recently, which is why I'm making this video, because I'm like, all right, I'm feeling better now. I can talk about it. Let's talk about it. And getting out of the hole, just, it can seem daunting, like I'm gonna be here forever, but you've gotten out of it before, so you're gonna do it again. You're gonna keep doing it, and then you're gonna keep trying to stay out of it, but maybe you're gonna fall back in the hole. But you know you have the tools to come get yourself out. The next thing is you're going to take your power back. You're already going to start taking your power back by identifying your blockages, because these things are not more powerful than you. When you are taking your power back, you have to realize that the spirit of fear is actually fake, right? This spirit of fear, though, it can manifest as this depression and anxiety and stress and feeling like you're going so crazy up in your mind. But guess what? You are stronger than that. You have the Holy Spirit, right? The Spirit of God, in the mighty name of Jesus. You have the one and the only within you. So you can now feel powerful, take your power back in knowing that you can conquer this spirit. And we touched on this previously, just a tad bit. But you're gonna take your power back by writing down a list of 5 fears that you are going to face. Okay, so don't talk about I'm afraid of a great white shark unless you have access in the next week, 5 days to 7 days, to go and face a great white shark. Don't write that as a fear. Your fear needs to be something that you can face in the next 5 to 7 days. So maybe it's, I'm afraid of, this is something for me, I'm afraid of saying the N-word online because I feel like it's kind of taboo a little bit, and I don't use profanity anymore. But for me, the N-word is like something that's super embedded into my culture and my being. However, I also don't feel like it's profanity. So if I'm facing this fear now, what I plan to do is go on my story on Instagram and say the N-word, and just casually, or however I choose to do it. Another fear you might have is putting yourself out there by recording and vlogging in front of people. A fear of being seen. So you're gonna go to a public space and you're going to record in front of people and face that fear. Take your power back, okay? And make sure that these fears, to really get over your anxiety and stress and depression, are related to what's causing your anxiety, stress, and depression and overthinking. It's better to be very intentional with the fears that you're writing down, so that those fears can be overcome and help you overcome your overthinking, depression, anxiety. So those fears should be related to what's going on in your brain. Lastly, this has been one of my favorite ways to stop feeling like I'm crazy and overthinking, is to seize the day, okay? Seize the day. Your morning routine is so important. If you wake up and don't start your day feeling good, it's gonna be hard to get yourself to feel good the rest of the day. So get your morning routine on lock, okay? No going on that phone at least 1 hour after you wake up. You should not be going on your phone unless it's to turn your alarm off. And get that morning routine down. I like to start my morning reading my Bible. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all the whole rundown because my morning routine, it feels good. I wanna make it better. I'm always switching it up. When you rise, do practices that are gonna make you feel really good. For me, that's oil pulling, swishing coconut oil and clove oil in my mouth to make sure my mouth is clean, then brushing my teeth, doing the rest of my oral care. I read my Bible, I will journal and meditate, and I will have some hot lime water and some fruit, some fresh fruit. That is a very magnificent way to start my day. Whatever it is for you, make sure that it's good, because even if those things that you are overthinking start to creep in later in the day, you started off strong, so you know that you can feel good. Especially when it comes to meditation, that's going to ground you and help you feel good for the rest of the day. Ultimately, your next level requires for you to grow and defeat whatever level you are on. When we used to play Super Mario Bros., or if you still play Super Mario Bros., you have to defeat Bowser to get to the next level. You gotta defeat the enemy to get to the next level. And the good thing is the enemy's attacking, which means you're at the end, right? You don't face Bowser to like the middle or the end. So you're on your way to your next level. You need to get hype about that and realize you're powerful enough to defeat the enemy and get to your next level. And that can be painful, but you're ready to grow now. So stop the overthinking, get your practices done, and get there. Defeat these blockages, punch them down. Life is a game. Make sure that you are having so much fun with this game. In the description, there will be an application for coaching with me if you desire it. If you want to work through any of these blockages, I am here for you. Stay golden.